and we'll do our best to answer them all. So in the case you have any questions, ask us on Zoom or here on Facebook. So Helen, now without further ado, let's jump right into the topic. I'm eager to learn.
Yeah. Let's do it. Hello again. I'm sure that many of you were faced with the need to use professional software, as well as with some difficulty that you experience when working with it. Buying a professional tool, people don't even hope to start working with it without training at first sight, although they'd like to start working with it and solve their problems in the twinkling of an eye. The entire complexity of professional tools is due to developers who want to deliver more options and features, basically all of them. And as a result, users get an extremely overstuffed, complicated user interfaces. It means there are more options in a tool, then more difficult studying it for users. Making a complex tool easy for everybody is an extremely difficult task. Therefore, most professional tools developers chasing the total numbers of functions, by the way, completely unnecessary, complicate their tools so much that it's impossible to use them in a convenient way. And as a result, the software looks horrible, not just for beginners, but even for web professionals. And it takes a long time to learn just how to deal with the basic features. Let's look at these simple statistics. The 82% of the new users want to fix their website problem with a new tool just once they faced with that problem. So that is the reason they try to find a simple solution to do that. Well, sorry. And it's a user which site is already hacked or infected. He or she has just signed into a service or some kind of security software already installed, and all what the user wants at that moment is just to resolve the problem or the infected sites in most of cases. And if he or she can do that, the user will trust the service or the software and keep on working with it. The user can add other sites and start using more functions step by step. But at the beginning, a user just wants to scan its site, find a problem and fix it. That's all why user came to. And there is an example of how complex professional tools make it difficult to solve that kind of user problems. There is a window with a huge amount of options, buttons, menus, which a user can see right after installation or signing into a service, and how to make sense of it as quickly as possible. So what to do? How to handle with it? Actually, there are two options to gain it now: just to spend your time or to hire experts. And if you have enough skills as a web professional, you can spend the time exploring the new software, but on the other hand, time is money and you can miss all of that. The second option is hiring experts. It can be a dedicated IT specialist in your company which can solve your problems, or it can be a professional security expert service. But in both cases, you have to pay some money for that. Actually, lots of money, and more that you lose the sense of control just due to transferring website to other people to manage its safety. And it's really bad for you if you're a web agency, because you have no choice. Your clients really love to shoot themselves in the feet. And according to that fact, your risk increases to the highest level possible. The second point is that in order a professional service for a large amount of managed sites is unreasonably expensive. Well, if you don't like waste your money, of course. And so what we have in the end, like it or not, you have to use professional tools and spend your time for its researching, at least not to crush something you already have, or you have to pay lots of money to a specialist for their job. And in any case, the cost will be significant. Your clients want to be sure that their sites are working all the time. And of course, you have much more than a site. You have to monitor current status of all ones you manage right now. And by the way, you ought to hire a high qualified staff, because if an IT specialist make a mistake and let an incident happen, your company will respond with their reputation and money. How to keep track of all that stuff and not go insane? And how important is the role of simplicity in working with complex tools? I think the answer is quite obvious. Well, it's extremely important. It's as important as professional software performance. And besides reasonable arguments, this is what statistics are saying. 70% of online businesses fail because of poor usability. What does it mean? Only that at least 70% of people would prefer to use clear and simple interface. And this is a great value for users. No doubt. Everybody would prefer to use both high performance and simple tools, but there are few such instruments on the market. Because in order to create that kind of a tool, two conditions are needed. Two big sacrifices for most of developers that they're afraid to make. So what has to be done to give agency the friendly tool they need so much? If you're a developer, you have to get rid of low demanded features and leave only those ones which most of your customers need in order to simplify the work of your tool. Just kill a part of garbage features. At the same time, you ought to leave a sufficient amount of features and make it very high performing. That way, the performance of entire tool remains extremely high, and it would remain a professional tool and wouldn't turn into an ineffective one.
Helen, how would you choose these features you would like to kill?
Oh, it's quite interesting question. Can I continue? And
all right, do you want to answer questions after?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
And you have to devote lots of time to all the details and all seemingly insignificant user stories to make them simple, so that they form a single, harmonious, smoothness and understandable interface. And then users can work with your tool without any researching. And you know, we did it in our VirusDie software as a service. 80% of features are hidden at first sight to provide you really smooth onboarding. And all the tools have an extremely top-notch performance at the same time. Now at least you can do it all by yourself and you can immediately start working with it rather than wasting your time studying and practicing. And there is feedback from our client. He is really happy using VirusDie and we are happy too. There are only 3 steps at the beginning of your VirusDie way. The first one, add a website to your list. The second, upload a sync file to the root directory of your site. And the last one is just click the options of automatic site cleanup, and then you can look through cleanup report. And now I'm so excited to show you the small demo, how it really works.
Absolutely.
Have to change desktop for that.
All right, meanwhile, before you prepare it, for everybody who is watching, VirusDie is going live on November 25th, which is Monday next week. And on the same day, we'll be showing you exactly how you can use VirusDie. So classic lounge webinar with all the questions and answers you will ever need. So stay tuned for Monday's webinar as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is my account on VirusDie.
Okay.
VirusDie. Come on, VirusDie.com, and I am a new user here, and I need to add my site. I hope it's going to be worked. Okay, in fact. The next step, I need to upload PHP file to the root directory, and I can do it right here. And that's all. Oh, come on. Well, okay, this is some problem in our not backend, in our, okay. Well, because it's not the first time I try to scan this site. Oh, here we go. It's scanning.
Mm-hmm.
I think scanning, and
meanwhile, there's a question, and I think we can answer it here, and a lot of PitchGrounders ask the same question. Christian is asking, what brings new besides Astra security? Now, Astra is great software, same as VirusDie, and VirusDie, I would say personally that it's more simple and has some like really additional features such as automatic malware removal, malicious code highlighting, and so on. But really, it's like choosing BMW or Audi. It's both are great softwares, and I think you just need to do like your research, which suits you best.
Okay, and there is a scan report. There's no threats here, and I'm going to come back to my slides actually. Okay, and every screen of the user, as you can see, every screen of the user interface, as you can see, is clear and intuitive, and you won't find yourself asking for help to use it. We believe the user experience of our product should be as straightforward as possible. As soon as the users land on the service, they should be able to navigate from A to B without even thinking about it. And our design is about simplifying the user journey, and this means getting rid of all and any elements that aren't absolutely necessary. Creating great user experiences is all about telling a story and bringing things to life. Building a detailed narrative around our users helps us to walk in their shoes and understand where they're coming from and where they're heading for. And it looks actually that's all for today. I'm very quick, I know it. And if you have some questions, please leave them on the Facebook.
I really like how you guys always work with quotes. And I also like this last sentence. I know that Elijah maybe used it on our Slack conversation. Anyway, we have a couple of questions. First of all, question I asked while we were talking. So you mentioned that like majority of tools available right now fail because they're too complex. They offer way too many features, right? And in addition to that, you said that it's important to like kill the necessary, like the features that are maybe not that useful. So Helen, tell me, like, how would you pick these features, what features to remove from the app to have like only the core, which is simple to use without like any useless features?
The answer is simple, actually. We use the common scenario, user stories, the most popular, the most common, and we just get it and do it. Make it in our software, realize it.
Okay. All right, another question from Sujana. Does it complement with WordPress Security Ninja, or do the VirusDie security features completely replace it?
Well, I think I can't answer the question right now, but we can do it, I think, a little bit late. Okay?
As far as I know, VirusDie is like a complex, complete suite for your website. Doesn't matter the CMS, it can be WordPress, it can be pretty much anything. And it's like only software like malware removal, website security tool you need. So yes, I would say that it works together with WordPress Security Ninja, but I would say that it's not necessary to use it together. VirusDie should be enough.
Yes, you're right, actually. But you can use both of it.
Question from Steven. Is it possible to lock out certain folders from being accessed by VirusDie for privacy or client security reasons? Thanks.
Could you repeat it, please?
Basically, if we can choose where VirusDie will work. So, for example, I don't want VirusDie to go inside some folder on my website, right?
Yes, I think Elijah want to answer this question now. Okay, I think yes, you can choose the folders you want to scan.
Elijah, I'm afraid it's your connection isn't good. Elijah, we don't hear you, I'm sorry. All right, Elijah, sorry, I had to mute you because there was so much noise from you. So, Stephen, to answer your question, I think it will be best to answer on the Q&A webinar with Elijah on Monday. But for now, you can work with the answer that yes, it is available to lock some specific folders. But we'll answer it like exactly on Monday when Elijah is available here with normal sound. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions. Let me check it. Nope. So I will quickly share my screen. Okay, Elijah just send us a message here. You can choose the folder to choose the root one. All right. So yes, I think you can choose the folder, but we'll show it and we'll explain it on Monday. So I will share my screen now. And complexity, that was a quick one. This was a quick webinar with Helen and with Elijah in the background, listening like a cobra in the grass, but yeah, he knew all your questions. Listen to all your questions and we'll answer them on Monday. Helen, thanks a lot for thorough preparation. I really like the presentation and the insights you provided this webinar. It was quite cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, this was today's webinar, Complexity, the Fundamental Problem of Professional Grade Website Security Software on the Market. And November 25th, VirusDie is launching. So guys, if you have questions, I'm noting all the questions from the previous webinars, but so we will be them answering again on Monday. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask under any live video we did, and we'll be answering them on Monday. So make sure that you will join same time as today. And then 2 more additional webinars, how web agencies can make some extra cash by offering website security. So guys, if you run a website agency, you can just join here and like create a separate service, upsell to your clients, and offer a website security for them with VirusDie agency account. And then last webinar on November 27th, what is the better to use to protect SMBs websites against attacks? 3 choices: expert services, software as a service, or on-premise software. So if you need to know the answer to this question, which I think you should, because most of you are small and medium-sized businesses, you should join on November 27th. Now, you can join on virusdie.heysummit.com. It will take you to this landing page where you will just fill in your email address, and we'll send you all the invitations into your email. So once again, guys, virusdie.heysummit.com. We are launching on Monday, which is November 25th. So I will stop sharing my screen. I will check once again if there are some more questions. Stephen says, thank you, Jakub and Helen. Nice presentation. Thank you very much, Stephen, for joining. And yep, I think that's it. So Helen, will you be joining on Monday as well?
Yes, of course.
All right, perfect. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks again for the preparation, and thanks everybody for joining, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you, Jakub.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.